The stage was set under bright lights in the Grand Hall, where the most anticipated political debate in modern America was about to unfold. The audience, a mix of supporters and skeptics, buzzed with anticipation as cameras from every major news network focused on the two podiums at the center. At the left stood Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, her sharp expression unwavering, clad in a striking red blazer, embodying the progressive movement. To her, this was not just a debate but a battle for the future of the country. On the right, Tulsi Gabbard adjusted her microphone, her face unreadable. She had been here before, under relentless scrutiny on national stages, but tonight was different. No longer part of the party she once called home, no longer bound by its rules, she had come prepared to fight. The moderator, a seasoned journalist, cleared his throat and welcomed the audience to the debate between Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. The topic: the ideological divide within the Democratic Party, the Green New Deal 2.0, and the future of progressive leadership. AOC leaned forward slightly, emphasizing that this debate was not about political parties or personal attacks but about moving the country forward. The policies she supported, she argued, were designed to ensure economic justice, social equity, and environmental survival. Tulsi, her voice calm but firm, countered that while those were inspiring words, the real debate was whether such policies helped the American people or destroyed them in the name of ideological purity. The moderator turned first to AOC, questioning the financial feasibility of the Green New Deal 2.0, which proposed a 75% tax increase on traditional energy industries and a $10 trillion investment in renewable energy. Critics, including Tulsi, argued that these policies would devastate the economy. AOC responded confidently, stating that this was not about short-term profits but long-term survival. The climate crisis, she asserted, was the greatest existential threat, and the Green New Deal 2.0 was not just an investment in clean energy but an investment in the future. Tulsi smirked subtly, challenging her on the practical effects of the plan. Under AOC's policies, she argued, energy costs would skyrocket, millions of jobs in the oil, gas, and coal industries would disappear, and the working class, the very people AOC claimed to champion, would suffer. AOC remained unfazed, insisting on a just transition for workers displaced by the shift to green energy. Tulsi, however, pressed the issue further, citing facts. Over 2 million jobs had already been lost in the energy sector within a year of implementing Phase 1 of the policy, inflation had surged, and small businesses had shut down due to unaffordable utility costs. The transition, she argued, was not just but reckless. The audience erupted, some cheering, others booing. The tension was palpable. The debate shifted to the broader ideological direction of the Democratic Party. Tulsi expressed her belief that the party had veered too far left, prioritizing slogans over solutions and activism over accountability. Those who dared to question it, she said, were cast out. AOC, crossing her arms, dismissed this claim. What Tulsi called activism, she argued, was progress, and she made no apologies for fighting for a fairer, greener, more just America. Tulsi's expression hardened. She, too, had no apologies for standing against policies that harmed working-class families while elites in Washington congratulated themselves. As the debate continued, the moderator asked AOC about her economic proposals, including universal basic income, increased corporate taxation, and federal job guarantees. Critics argued that these policies would burden taxpayers and stifle business growth. AOC responded passionately, asserting that the economy had long been rigged in favor of billionaires and special interests. It was time, she insisted, to prioritize working Americans over Wall Street. Tulsi leaned forward, countering that high corporate taxes didn't just impact billionaires. They hit local businesses, stifled innovation, and drove jobs overseas. AOC dismissed this as the same tired Republican argument, claiming that corporations had enjoyed record profits while workers suffered. Tulsi was quick to respond. What happens, she asked, when those same corporations, facing impossible tax burdens, simply relocate or cut jobs? The policies AOC advocated sounded good in speeches, but they collapsed under real-world scrutiny. The next topic was health care. AOC passionately defended Medicare for all, asserting that health care was a human right and that no one should go bankrupt over medical bills. Tulsi, however, warned that while reform was necessary, Medicare for all as proposed was deeply flawed. It would cost trillions, force millions off their current plans, and create bureaucratic inefficiencies. AOC scoffed at the notion that Tulsi's alternative was to maintain the status quo. Tulsi clarified that she supported reform, but it needed to be incremental, sustainable, and rooted in reality. The discussion moved to foreign policy. Tulsi, a veteran, had long been critical of interventionist policies. AOC was asked if she believed America should maintain its role as a global leader. She responded that America should lead by example, not through military aggression. Tulsi agreed in principle but warned that weakening America's presence on the global stage invited instability. AOC's stance on defunding military operations, she argued, left America vulnerable. The exchange was heated, with each candidate presenting their vision of America's role in the world. The debate turned to free speech and censorship. AOC defended the regulation of misinformation, claiming that the spread of false narratives, especially regarding elections and climate change, had real-world consequences. Social media platforms, she argued, had a responsibility to moderate harmful content. Tulsi, however, warned against the dangers of government-aligned censorship. Who, she asked, got to decide what was misinformation? Government boards? Silicon Valley executives? Censorship, in any form, she cautioned, was a slippery slope. On the topic of law enforcement, AOC defended defunding the police, arguing that reallocating resources to community programs, mental health services, and education was the key to addressing the root causes of crime. Tulsi pushed back, highlighting that cities that embraced defunding had seen spikes in violent crime. Minority communities, she pointed out, were pleading for more police presence, not less. People didn't want political experiments, they wanted to feel safe. The debate neared its conclusion with a discussion of the Democratic Party's future. AOC declared that progress was inevitable, emphasizing economic, racial, and climate justice. The Democratic Party, she insisted, must dismantle outdated systems and rebuild a fairer, greener, and more inclusive America. Tulsi countered that while America must evolve, it could not do so at the expense of erasing its foundations. Patriotism, she argued, was not a dirty word. Hard work, personal responsibility, and freedom had made America great, and while AOC wanted to reimagine the country into something unrecognizable, Tulsi wanted to ensure it didn't lose what made it strong. As the moderator thanked the candidates and concluded the debate, Tulsi and AOC exchanged one last look, one that spoke volumes. This wasn't just a debate, it was a battle for the soul of the nation.